Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady. Thank you for being with us on today's program. We'll start things off as we always do with a little contact information. We know you want to know how to get in touch with us. If you have an idea for our program, we would love to hear from you. And the best thing for you to do is to simply send us an email. cbrady@tv24.tv. cbrady@tv24.tv. We want to know about the things that are going on in your community. You guys are our eyes and ears out on the street. We covered 9 counties of East Alabama and even into Birmingham and Tuscaloosa on AT&T U-verse. So we want to know what's happening in your neck of the woods. Special events, fairs, festivals, anything like that going on, community events that are happening, projects that are going on with your nonprofit organization or your club like the Kiwanis or the JCs or the Rotary, anything like that. You've got something special going on. We want to help you spread the word. So simply send me an email with all the details and your contact information at cbrady@tv24.tv. We also want to know about the interesting people who live in your community. Maybe you know someone who's a writer, an artist, or a musician. Maybe they have an odd or an interesting hobby and you think they'd be a great guest on the program. Let me know about those folks as well at that same email address, cbrady@tv24.tv. Now don't forget about our website, eastalabamattoday.com. That's the best way to find out more about the show and to see archived shows. If you happen to miss part of a show, miss an entire show, or you'd like to go back and review some of the information that you've seen, then simply go to eastalabamattoday.com, click on the archive shows section, and there you will see a list of shows from the last few weeks that you can go back, look at in the privacy of your home, in the comfort of sitting right in front of your computer and doing it on your computer. Again, that's eastalabamattoday.com. Have a great show coming up for you. We'll start it in just a couple of minutes, so stay with us. Now we welcome you back into East Alabama Today. Thank you so much for being with us and being a part of our program. Again, I'm Carl Brady. My guest today is a candidate for the office of mayor in the city of Anniston, and she is Ann Welch. Ann, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Carl. Glad to be here.
Great to have you here with us today. Municipal elections coming up on August the 28th in the city of Anniston and in locations, municipalities throughout the state of Alabama. A lot of people vying for the office of mayor in Anniston. So that's what we're talking about today is the run for mayor. What made you decide to throw your hat into the ring, so to speak?
Well, I've worked in Anniston for a long time, lived in Anniston for 34 years, am passionate about it, love the city, love the people, and have tried to work through organizations to help move Anniston forward, and finally decided I had a unique perspective from many years of that, and I thought I would throw my hat in the ring and try to bring my ideas to the other side of the door.
Yeah, talk about that decision-making process. I'm sure when you're sitting and you're thinking, do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? What goes into making a decision to run for an office like that?
Well, it's a very hard decision. I've been making this decision for a couple of years. Friends have mentioned this to me, friends and acquaintances, for many years, and I never considered myself a politician, and actually I still don't. I do enjoy being involved in the city government and opportunities in Anniston to move it forward, in every area of Anniston.
Right.
And I didn't realize that over all these 30 years I had been gaining a lot of knowledge and experience that might serve me well if I did have this position. So about 2 years ago, I was challenged by a friend again and said, people that are involved need to step up. And so in mid-March, I realized one day in mid-March that it was the thing I felt like I needed to do, and had something to offer. So I made that decision after much thought and prayer and deliberation.
Talk about your background a little bit. What about your background? You said in the 34 years that you've been living and working and owning a business in Anniston, that what about that background leads you to this run for mayor?
Well, actually, I was originally from Georgia and came to Anniston 34 years ago. Soon after that, I became employed in property management, and so for 16 years I worked in a little small community of about 140 families, and gained a lot of experience there, as well as education. There was a continual education process in management and leadership and marketing and that sort of thing. And then 17 years ago, I bought a business from a dear friend of mine on Noble Street, and it's Nunley's Custom Framing. And since then, you know, when I went to downtown, I realized what a community downtown was, and love that aspect of the downtown areas, and realized what an economic engine historic downtowns are, and for those cities that actually have those, that it's really an economic development opportunity. So at that time, instead of just being involved with the Chamber of Commerce and in organizations associated with property management, you know, I became involved and broadened the base to include downtown revitalization. So that's where I've had a lot of experience working with local government, and with I've had educational opportunities there too, to learn about how to redevelop small towns. Most recently with Your Town, Alabama, that I attended a couple of months ago in at Camp McDowell here in the state. It's a wonderful workshop for that type of thing. So it's just where my interests are, and I enjoy this, and so that's why I'm doing this.
What do you see as some of the immediate challenges for the city of Anniston for the next administration coming in? What are some of the first things that as mayor you feel like you would have to face?
Well, it's very obvious to everybody that our economy has been struggling. You know, we did have Fort McClellan, and we lost that, you know, a decade ago. And we do still have McClellan. That is a wonderful opportunity for economic development in Anniston, but there's been some issues there, and but over the last 2 years, we've made some progress and got some opportunity available to offer to you know, to the country about bringing industry and research and technology there. We in Anniston, we need to diversify our economy, because with the McClellan there and with the depot there, you know, we leaned on the federal dollars.
Depend on it a little too much,
And so, you know, we can't just continue to depend on that, because obviously, you know, the McClellan part has gone, the Fort part, but we have to look at ways to broaden our base of revenue and sales tax revenue, and because we're surrounded by vibrant growing cities as in Oxford and Jacksonville, and we are the center of this. We're the center in the county of a lot of activity, and we have, I think because we've focused a lot on the challenges we've had, maybe we've not been proactive enough to develop the opportunities that we have, and we have huge opportunities in Anniston. And as you know, it's the county seat, and we have thousands of people that visit our city every day, because we're the legal and financial and governmental and medical anchors for Calhoun County, and we just need to leverage that opportunity better.
How do you do that? How do you promote the city to commercial development or industrial development to bring people in? Anniston faces a lot of challenges very similar to other similar cities around the state of Alabama, where the outlying communities are starting to grow so much that the city is losing commercial opportunities and population to some of those outlying areas. How do you get people interested in revitalizing Anniston and excited about the city of Anniston again?
Well, I think that what you're talking about is the way that that we've evolved over the last few years. We've gone out to the suburbs and we've left the old behind and we build the new. And for 2 or 3 decades now, that's been the trend.
Right.
However, I think that we're understanding and that our history is important as well. And we need to become a distinctive community, because let me give you an example. If someone blindfolded you and put you out in front of TJ Maxx or Target, you really wouldn't even know what state you're in.
Exactly.
However, if you become a distinctive community, which Anniston has every element of being a distinctive community,
right.
It is a distinctive community. I think we've just overlooked promoting those particular type of assets. And so that's what Anniston's got to do. We have an interstate just 3 miles away. You know, if they pull off to shop at some of the name brand box stores, that's great. We just want to invite them over to have a cultural and experience with maybe our museums or our up and coming botanical gardens,
right.
or come to the area and realize they can take advantage of the Ladiga Trail and our new Coldwater Mountain Bike Trail. We have cultural tourism through heritage tourism, our Civil Rights and Heritage Trail. There's just many, many opportunities that we have that you can't build. And I think sometimes we got a little distracted, but I think we need to inventory our assets and build an asset-based plan. And I have no doubt that Anniston can be the heart and soul of Calhoun County again. So
you mentioned McClellan a little earlier on. That to me seems like a wonderful opportunity, because acres and acres and acres of available land with somewhat of an infrastructure, roads, things like that, power and infrastructure that's basically already in place, just waiting for somebody to swoop in and take the reins and do something with it.
You're exactly right. And what you were talking about is a tremendous asset that Anniston has citywide. McClellan, downtown, the greater Anniston area, you know, so much of what it costs is the infrastructure.
Right.
We have so much existing infrastructure, you know, that can be put to reuse. As far as McClellan, I understand that there are 300 acres right now designed and available for research and technology, and another 300 for industrial or manufacturing. They're doing a great job with the MDA. They do have a master plan out there, and over the last 2 years they've been able to make some additional progress. I think McClellan is going to be a huge key to our success. They're marketing that out there. We have to market the rest of Anniston for all the opportunities that we provide, and I'm glad that you noticed that we have all these built-in opportunities. We don't have to start from scratch everywhere. We have inner city industrial sites as well that you know are other opportunities for us.
We need to take a quick commercial break, so we'll do that right now and come back and visit more with Ann Welch, candidate for mayor of the city of Anniston. We'll be right back. Welcome back into East Alabama Today. Again, I'm Carl Brady, and our guest is Ann Welch, candidate for the office of mayor in the city of Anniston. And we were talking a little about commercial development, industrial development, recruitment, and things like that. And you know, even if somebody's looking at McClellan or a particular part of the county or the part of the city, they look at the overall picture. They don't just look at the 4 acres that they're looking at. They look at the entire city, because they're going to be bringing workers in. They're going to be looking for cultural opportunities for those workers that they bring in, and they're going to be looking for a well-trained, available workforce. And Anniston Schools is a great opportunity to get that workforce educated.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's very important. Our school system has had issues and has been struggling over the years. There have been improvements. We're going in the right direction. We're not where we want to be yet, obviously, but there are vocational opportunities at the school for children that won't go on to college, and then obviously there's opportunities with advanced courses to go on to college.
Right.
So we're striving to create the best educated children in the state. We're not there yet, but I'm confident we will get there. But your educational system is so important to your community, but it's also important to your economic development, like you said.
Right.
We need a well-educated workforce, as well as we need a public school system that's attractive to people moving into our area.
Right.
And this is one of my goals. I think that the City Council needs to work very closely and understand the challenges with the Board of Education and the administration, as well as the community, the industry leaders, the realtors, as this does affect property value, and they're our first line they're our first impression for our city. So, you know, we're going to have to bring all the stakeholders to the table, and I think this process of bringing stakeholders to the table to make decisions regarding how to move forward and how to improve our community through its education, through economic development, through our fire and safety, through our tourism opportunities. In every aspect, we need to bring a very strong professional process to the table for professional decision making.
Talking about education, what do you see as the city's role, or what kind of role can city government play in partnering with the school board and the school system to help improve those educational opportunities?
Well, you used the right word, partnering. Our public school system is managed by an elected board of directors. Therefore, the City Council has no authority over, you know, that board of directors or their administration. However, I think the partnership is key, and I think we need to be willing to listen with open ears and open hearts to what they feel like they need. And I think that that the educational system would be willing to listen to the stakeholders that I mentioned before. We've just have to come up with new innovative ways. And what's so important to that too are organizations that are within the community that are helping develop our young people and our opportunities for young people, like the YMCA and the Real Men, and there's many more. There's you know, opportunities that our Coldwater Mountain Bike Trail has presented through community organizations. So there's ways to do this. I think we just have to be receptive and inclusive of every opportunity out there.
You're elected mayor. First 100 days, what are some of the immediate things that you've seen that need to be addressed first and foremost?
Well, I think sometimes it's the things that seem the simplest, but I think one of the very first things would be to develop a way to facilitate involvement of the citizens in our community. I hope that the council would be on board with this, but I think a lot of our citizens have been a bit disenfranchised over the last few years. We need to hear from them and what they think. It's the only way that you can make the right decision that affects the people that you're talking about. Our citizens live and work and pay taxes in our community, and we need to have their buy-in, and we need to get them to help us write that page that's our vision for Anniston. The second thing is getting to know the staff and the employees. We have a great staff at City Hall, and department heads is, you know, all the way down to people that are part-time. We have great people down there. I would like to get to know these people and get their input, and I would like to help them help me present a strong customer service ethic when dealing with our citizens, our visitors, and our prospects to Anniston. I think we need to have everyone leave being very pleased with the treatment they received and very impressed with our professionalism.
Professionalism brings us to the perception of Anniston and Anniston city government over the last few years as discord, discontent, not working together, a lot of fussing and fighting. As mayor, how do you propose to bring some cohesiveness back into city government and move forward from the divisions that have plagued the city government for the past few years?
Well, I think our leadership needs to set an example first. I think we need to bring professionalism and inclusiveness and getting along skills to the table. I feel confident that the new council that's elected, whoever they might be, even if it's incumbent, I'm expecting and feel that that's what they will bring to the table. We've had some years of seeing what not working together can bring, and I think because there's so many people running in this local election this time, I think the citizens are ready for people to get along and hear. I think we have to listen. We have totally different views from different parts of our community.
Right.
We've got to bring those views to the table and let everybody be heard, because basically, even if people come from different ideas, different parts of the community, everybody wants the same thing.
Exactly.
And that's an opportunity to work and have a job, an opportunity to get a good education and educate their children, and a safe and attractive neighborhood. We all want the same thing, and when we all want the same thing, and that's the goal, I think we can find a way to glean the best from everyone, and we can create that for Anniston.
We need to take a final commercial break, so we'll do that right now. Be back in just a moment to wrap things up. So stay with us here on East Alabama Today. Well, our final minute or so of the program, our guest has been Ann Welch, candidate for the office of mayor in the city of Anniston. And if people have questions, would like to get to know you better, like to talk to you before they cast their vote, what's the best way to learn more about you and your campaign, or just to talk to you in person? Right.
I encourage everyone to call me. I'm at Nunley's Framing, Monday through Friday. The number is 256-237-5921. Call me there. If you have a question or concern, don't hesitate. Drop in the shop, or you can go to my website at electannwelchmayor.com, and that will have a little information on there, and it'll again have that contact information. So please, I hope everyone will call me.
All right, sounds good. And thank you very much for being on the program. And of course, the municipal elections here in the state of Alabama, and of course the city of Anniston, coming up on August 28th. So you should exercise your right to vote and go and cast your vote on that day in your community. Again, August 28th, municipal elections throughout the state of Alabama. Folks, we want to thank you for being a part of East Alabama Today. We'll see you next time.